Have you just finished a Kickstarter campaign and you're wondering how to go from that to selling on your own website? Well, in this video, we're going to walk through 8 simple things that you can do to help make the transition from Kickstarter to Shopify effortless. Let's go. Hey, if you've always dreamed of launching and scaling your very own e-commerce business to create $1 million brand, be sure to hit subscribe. We release regular content weekly to help you do just that. So hit the subscribe button and let's go. Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Khierstyn. If you are new here, I am an e-commerce strategist that helps people just like you launch new products and scale them to the $1 million brand level. And I'm really excited that you're here because today I get this question a lot, which is what happens when you finish your Kickstarter campaign? How do you go from that to actively selling? So in this video, we're going to be exploring some of the hidden dangers and traps you can get into and how to avoid them, and also walking through 8 things that you can do to step by step to literally get set up to make sure that you continue the momentum that your Kickstarter campaign has given you when getting your brand on Shopify and starting to scale that up. Okay, let's paint the picture. So you've successfully funded your Kickstarter campaign and you're really excited and also nervous because you know now that your product has legs. You're starting to take it to manufacturing and you want to continue selling, but you really don't know what that road looks like. The biggest opportunity you have is going from a successful product launch to continuing that momentum. But this is actually a hidden trap that I see a lot of creators get into. Once you raise the funds for your Kickstarter campaign, all of a sudden you have to go from sales and, let's face it, burnout to starting to get product to hundreds of people, maybe even thousands of backers. But you also don't want to lose the momentum that your sales just got. The trap that a lot of people get into is switching off from active sales during your launch to active production and not having a solid plan in place to keep that momentum going. So in the next 8 steps, we're going to be walking through how you can safely balance fulfillment as well as having a solid sales plan, because the last thing you want is to have spent months of your life, thousands of dollars, just to get proof of concept and get a successful launch, just to kind of ruin the momentum by going dormant for 6 months while you figure out production and then having to come back and remind people of who you are. So let's go into how you can keep that momentum going in these 8 simple steps. Okay, so in chronological order, the first thing you want to do as soon as your Kickstarter campaign is finished is before you even touch Shopify, before you touch anything else in this video, you want to make sure that you are setting the stage and setting expectations with your backers. Setting expectations is what is going to allow your backers a smooth transition from having just given you money to the highly anticipated period where they're excited to get your product. But in the interim, most Kickstarter campaigns, if this is you, be sure to let me know below, you have 2 to 6 months of manufacturing and fulfillment ahead of you. So the very first thing you need to do is send an update to your backers, which clearly outlines what are the next steps and how often they can expect to hear from you, even if you have no production updates. Number 1, set expectations. And just in case the odd person doesn't realize that they have to wait a few months for product, you want to reiterate that, okay? So set expectations and set the intention for a smooth transition period. Step number 2, where do you sell after Kickstarter? Your Kickstarter campaign is wrapped up. And so you're still going to get a lot of traffic coming to your Kickstarter campaign, but you can't continue selling on your Kickstarter once your campaign is finished. So you need to have a spot online where people can continue to pre-order your product so you can keep that momentum going. A thing that we highly recommend is that you check out going to Indiegogo's In Demand. In Demand on Indiegogo is a service that is super popular for anyone who is looking to come in off Kickstarter and set up a pre-order page where you can really just keep an open cart so that any traffic that you're getting from the crowdfunding community is able to still go and buy your product. So this is a really common strategy if you're looking to kind of capitalize on both platforms and you've started on Kickstarter and then you want to move over to Indiegogo. Keep in mind, we're going to put a link below this video on how to apply for In Demand. In Demand is not the same as doing an Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. You do not want to start a new campaign on Indiegogo because that will set you up for a 30-day funding period and literally doing everything all over again that you just did for Kickstarter. So you want to have it so that you contact the Indiegogo team, once you get verified to go on in demand, what they will do is they'll essentially set you up to port over all of your social proof and your Kickstarter numbers onto in demand so that you are starting with, just say you raise $100,000 on Kickstarter. When you go to in demand on Indiegogo, you are starting from $100,000, which is super, super cool. So you definitely want to have an in-demand page set up so that you can continue to tap into those early adopters, that pre-order community, to drive traffic to that. And this, you can have your in-demand campaign happen for 2 to 4 months. Really just leave it on until you're finished driving traffic to it. And that could be a really good interim while you prepare your Shopify website. So that's point number 2, is go to in-demand and make sure that you follow the prompts below. I'll just put a link straight to Indiegogo on that. Point number 3, once your in-demand campaign is up, you want to direct your traffic to in-demand. So what this looks like is once you're finished on Kickstarter and your project has been successfully funded, you will have the option to personalize your Kickstarter page, where at the very top portion, you're going to see a button. You can set that button to say whatever you want. And what you're going to do with that button is set it to pre-order now. And then set a custom link so that when any residual Kickstarter traffic you get can be prompted to go and click on that and go off to the next place that you're selling. So you can set up that custom link to direct them to your Amazon listing or Shopify. But for the sake of simplicity with this video, I recommend that you set it to your in-demand campaign. And then luckily your Kickstarter project lives there forever. So you can always go back and customize that link to direct traffic to your main spot of selling online in the future. But for now, be sure to direct your traffic from Kickstarter with a touch of that button. Step number 4 is getting onto Shopify. So I recommend that you get onto Shopify when you're still in pre-order mode. So what that will mean is that you've gone from Kickstarter, say you've been on in-demand now for 1 to 3 months, and your Shopify store is now ready to go. I recommend that you set up pre-orders on your Shopify store and start to direct all of your marketing efforts to your Shopify store. And as a bonus in the interim, what you can do is you can set your Shopify store to just be an email capture so that anyone who goes to your website can be notified when your storefront is live. Okay, so extra bonus there. But we've now gone from Kickstarter to in-demand to starting to transition over to Shopify by getting your store live and starting to collect pre-orders live on your Shopify site. At this point, it is up to you whether you want to turn off your in-demand storefront just for simplicity, or if you're still getting a ton of traction on in-demand, awesome. Just leave it up until you're out of pre-order mode, and then you can shut off in-demand and focus 100% on your Shopify store. Point number 5. This is what so many people don't do. Communicate. Remember where your customers are right now. You likely, coming off Kickstarter, have a 6-month window of delivering your product. And let's not forget about all the supply chain issues. A big mistake that people make is stop communicating with their community. I cannot stress this enough. When you promise your backers in the beginning that you will communicate any and all production updates every 2 weeks or 1 month, you have to honor that promise. A lot of creators fall into the trap of, well, I have nothing to say, so I'm just not going to say it. Oh, I don't have an update from my factory, so I'm just not going to update. Your backers, which trusted you with their money on your product, are going to get super angry if they see that you're avoiding their questions, or they see that you're not providing consistent product updates. Even if you have nothing to say, saying something is better than nothing, and you have to be transparent. So be sure that you communicate if there's any delays. Be sure if you communicate if there's any changes to the product. Be sure to communicate everything. Because sure, a small segment of your backers are going to be annoyed, but the majority of them are going to be so thankful that you are one of the few Kickstarter campaigns that are actually over communicating and being transparent with their backers. This is how you instill a community of trust. So yes, you need to communicate with your backers regularly, but even when you're taking pre-orders on your own website, you should be communicating that. We find that people who buy pre-order on your website have a lower tolerance for waiting long periods of time. So you absolutely want to kind of satiate their desire to get your product by being in regular communication with them. So point number 5, do not underestimate the power of communicating anything and being as transparent as possible. If you've run into communications issues in the past, or you've seen some campaigns that have actually handled this really well, let me know. Let's give those founders a shout out for keeping the Kickstarter community healthy. Point number 6, fulfillment. Okay, so let's say you have sold 1,000 units on Kickstarter, 500 on in-demand, and you now have 250 Shopify pre-order customers. Who do you ship to first? You ship to people on a first come, first serve basis. So what this means is that you need to honor people who backed you first. You need to fulfill to your Kickstarter backers first, because they were the first ones that put up their hand for you and really gave you that vote of confidence by helping you get funded in the first place. Fulfill to your Kickstarter backers first, then fulfill to in-demand customers, and then fulfill your pre-orders before you start fulfilling new orders that come in. We see campaigns get into this problem where they sometimes start to sell on Amazon and deliver product to Amazon customers before their Kickstarter backers. This is a fundamental flaw in the Kickstarter system where maybe this company did not raise enough and they're needing to supplement manufacturing or supplement their product costs by selling quickly to customers on Amazon. I am not condoning that, but in this section on fulfillment, be sure to treat your backers with respect and honor the first come, first serve system if at all possible. All right, I love this. Are you taking lots of notes? Let me know what your favorite point is below in the comment section. Let's go to point number 7, market launch. This is the point I love. I love doing product launches. Your Kickstarter launch was an event. It's something to celebrate. So why not, when you are out of pre-orders, start to celebrate being on your own website with a market launch. We did this for the first time with Jamstack about 4 years ago, where after we delivered the Jamstack 1 and launched on their Shopify website, we had a big December celebration where within that first month, we sold, forget the numbers, it was around $100,000 worth of product from people that were just waiting on our wait list. And from that, it's an event. People love to celebrate things. So if you can celebrate once you're out of pre-order mode by offering a sale or something like that to officially launch your Shopify site, that's going to be a really great way to show the world that, hey, we're in business. We're now offering 2-day delivery and we're ready to go. We've hit a critical milestone. So always look for reasons to celebrate. And if you can pass on savings or free gifts to your customers, why not do a market launch? That leads me to our last step today, which is once you have really traversed, if that's a word, Kickstarter, in-demand, Shopify, pre-orders, the 12 months of brutal agony that it takes to get your product to market. When you have successfully passed this and you have fulfilled and you have done your market launch and you are in business, it's time to focus on scaling your brand. And so what that means is you now want to consistently market your product through a series of getting out on social media, talking to influencers, being in Facebook groups, and doing whatever you can to spread the word and getting in your niche so that people really know to come to you and to buy your amazing product. So in summary, your Kickstarter is just the start of the journey. At this point, you want to learn to leverage your traffic by always selling. Right before you finish your Kickstarter campaign, you want to have a plan on where you're going to be available to be on sale for next. Will you be selling on in-demand? Will you be selling on Shopify? Have that plan in place so that you have no downtime. It's so funny to me because anytime I tell creators that you're going to get random traffic coming to your page after your Kickstarter, they're like, no. I'm like, yeah, trust me. And then they look at their Google Analytics a week in, they're like, I got $400 worth of sales and our Kickstarter's over. I was like, I told you. So always be selling. Do not fall into that fulfillment trap of we just got to focus on product design and then in 6 months we'll come up and it's Groundhog Day and everyone's forgotten about you. If you are someone who has really made the transition or will be making the transition off of Kickstarter and you are looking for help getting set up properly to facilitate that market launch and taking pre-orders on your Shopify website, be sure to check out some of the resources we have below. Some are free and go from there. But apart from that, thank you for subscribing. Oh, you haven't subscribed yet? Well, be sure to subscribe because we release regular content like this every week to help you launch and scale your brand. So apart from that, check out the next video and I'll see you next time.